Hey Luv Bugs, welcome or welcome back. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley Bedeck, and today we're doing a makeup tutorial. Now this is going to be a full-on Sephora friendly makeup video. They are having a sale right now, which is 30% off for me because I am VIB, 20% off for others, and then y'all know how I go. And this is going to be all of my Sephora staple favorites. We're going to be doing a fragrance combo. You're going to see the primer I love, the moisturizers I love, and then the makeup. She definitely ate. I use a lot of staples, but there might be some little heavy hitters in that you might not know about. So if you want to see how we got the look from start to finish, let's get started. Hey Luv Bugs, welcome to my bathroom. I'm Ashley Bedeck if you're tuning in for the first time. I don't even know if I like that intro, but welcome to my bathroom. You guys haven't been in here in a while, and obviously we have a different setting going on, so kudos to that. Today, as you already seen in the intro and the title, we are doing a Sephora makeup tutorial. I'm so excited. Every time the Sephora sale comes around, I'm always excited to give you guys my faves, let you in on the tea of what I like, and I never do it. I'm a Virgo. I'm very much a creature of habit. I'm going to do the same thing over and over and over. I'm going to eat the same thing over and over and over. Hence why you guys see so many hair tutorials and not a lot of all of the extras. But I literally just got back from San Diego, and I don't want to talk you guys to death, but I will say my girls ate at competition in San Diego this weekend. Now that we're back, they're in school and have a few minutes before we gotta pick them back up and take them back to dance. Let's go ahead and have a little me time and get our face together. Today I'm gonna start off with a little moisturizer because I do not want to be on this camera musty and crusty and dusty. I just got out of the shower and I have been obsessed with these really thick headbands. I think there are like 5 or 6, maybe even more in a pack. And I just keep buying them because I like them to be super fresh and crisp. Matter of fact, this one is the one I wore off San Diego, so it might be done. But this habit just been saving me. Just waking up and taking the kids to school and all of the things. You guys already know when you just throw a wig on, the lace kind of be crazy, be a little big and all of that because you ain't got time to brush it down. So these are a lifesaver just to be able to get out of the door if I'm going to have on extensions or even my natural hair and go. For moisturizer today, we are going to go in with the ever so popular and famous Laneige lip mask. And then I find that especially on camera, I hate when my skin looks crusty. So we're gonna hit me with that butter drop, and this is gonna keep me nice and moisturized for the rest of the day. I had the weirdest like breakout on my chest. I've never had body acne before, but out of nowhere, a couple months ago, I had got like a bump here, a bump here, a bump here, and the hyperpigmentation is really bothering me. So I've been wearing necklaces in lieu, but I forgot to put my necklace back on, so you guys are just gonna have to act like you don't see it. Then of course you gotta make sure the elbows, because when we get in here we can't be ashy, right? We're gonna do that. I was gonna do my nails before I got on camera for you guys, but you guys love me anyways. And then also, this here is my favorite deodorant. I know Carisha made it popular recently, but I've been wearing this one literally since I was about 19 years old. If you're an OG or you've been watching YouTube since the OG days, I want to say it was like You Love Megs. One of the popular creators here talked about it, and I used to have a little bit of a issue with finding the right deodorant. And when they told me, or they shared this on their YouTube channel, I ran to Sephora and bought it. It's like 30 something bucks, I want to say, and I have not looked back. This here is magic, and this one is a Donna Karan Cashmere Mist deodorant. It doesn't come in any flavors or sizes. It's not aluminum free and all of the things, but babes, one thing I cannot do is walk around musty at this big old age. Now that we have all of the moisturizer on, I did moisturize my face already, and I like a simple water cream, so I'm not going to share that one because that one is a non-Sephora, but I will share it another time. If you are, especially in the warmer areas, the sunnier areas, even if you're not, they say you're supposed to wear your sunscreen even at night. So I love the Supergoop. There are a bunch of others that are really nice too. And this one comes out a little bit on the whiter side, but it says Glow Sunscreen. in Sunrise, and it is an SPF 40. I go very light-handed when it comes to things that go over my face or under, especially if I'm putting on makeup. You need it all over your face, but especially in the high points. And then from there, I will go in with something that is going to keep my makeup on. It is now 12:04. Typically, I get my makeup on by like 10 a.m. when I get the kids out to school, and I come right back and put my makeup on. So, I like a primer because I'm going to take them to school. I'm going to come home while they're at school, put my makeup on, film content for you guys, clean, cook, run errands, do the whole shebang, take them to dance, which is a commute, and come back home, and I might still have more content or like pictures or B-roll to film, and I need my makeup to be still on at the end of the day. So this here is one of my favorites. I don't even know if they sell this still recently, but the YSL primer has been my favorite for years. It has like a little bit of a shimmer to it, but I personally, I don't know if it's just my melanin, don't ever notice like shimmer by the time you get to the end of your makeup. So I think the gold flakes are more for a finesse, but not necessarily for a real live situation, if that makes any sense. So I don't have one current favorite foundation, but I have a rotation of a few that have been my favorites. I have a couple more, but these are the ones that are currently in my rotation right now. The Gucci happens to be #1. Now, as we get a little bit into spring and I am in California, I do find that this one is starting to get a little bit light. But by the time it oxidizes and you do the whole thing, she's chef's kiss. This is my favorite. We're going to be doing some makeup tutorials. You'll see how all these products work on my skin. But because I just told you guys the Gucci is my favorite, and I don't know if I love it necessarily like when I first put it on. It's like once I put my makeup on, I do all of the things throughout the day, and then I get to like dance where I have a time to sit down and just catch my breath, and I might get on like Instagram and like make a video or something like that. When I look at my face and I see how this one like responds to my skin, I just feel like with it on, like I just feel like I look so pretty for some reason. So that's why I like these. But I'm gonna move this out the way. We're gonna just go in. I kind of just disperse it evenly between these places because I am a wig wearer and I'm usually doing a hair tutorial almost on a daily basis. I typically don't take my foundation up here or concentrated up here. I'm more so just blended up there. Also, I'm an oily girl, so like I tend to get a little bit more oily in my forehead. So if I'm gonna be patting dry, I just don't need an excess amount of makeup in my forehead, especially because I don't really get breakouts. So it's not that I need the coverage for like hyperpigmentation. To me, it's more so about the even skin tone and just the airbrush flawless finish. Next up on the agenda is concealer, and I do like a very bright concealer. Over the last, I would say, at least since last summer, I've been using Cookie, but Cookie is very bright. Me knowing that I'm going into the later 30s, I've been trying to tone it down, so I did pick up Butterscotch, and it is still much lighter than my skin, but it's a lot more tan. And typically that's all I do. Now to some people this may be heavy, and then to some people this may be light. I feel like this is more than enough. The reason I'm talking to you guys is I like to take this time to let the products kind of like dry a little bit. And then we use that same sponge. So this side of the sponge, the bigger, flatter side, is what we use for foundation all over. And then I take and I flip it, and then this side, not the longer side, but the shorter side is usually what I use. And I kind of just squeeze when needed, and I just go ahead and blend the concealer in. We do the Cupid's bow, but we kind of do blend it out a little bit. And here's where you really want to squeeze it for the nose. And with the nose, I don't really add the highlight to the forehead. Again, I'm an oily girl, so I don't need to literally or actually accentuate my forehead, but I will blend it out by like driving that product up, and any excess that I may have, I will sit it there because I will add that powder there, that highlighting powder there, or setting powder rather. But again, I'm gonna get oily there no matter what, so I don't need to add a highlight there or make it brighter there. I just need it to look flawless there. And you can see my nose has that nice highlight, and we're gonna set it with a good contour to make it all blend. Now we're gonna go into the eyes, and I'm gonna do the same thing where I just squeeze and dab because I want it to be also something that helps with that contour. And I close my eye, and I'll take that excess and I'll use it to prime my eye. I don't need an extra step or extra product up here. There's usually enough that if I went ahead and pack this out or dab it out, there's just enough there that'll like cover up any darkness around my eye up top, so that even if I just set it with powder and I don't do any eye makeup, it still just looks bright and fresh and clean. And again, you want to make sure you get it in this area really good, and not just get it there but blend it in up there. Next, we'll do the other side. And then what I usually will do immediately after I do the eyes is set. Now, these are my two favorites from every brand in the world, and I've tried many, especially in the last few months, and I specifically like to get these in minis. This here is the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I get the honey. Is it called honey or translucent honey? Yeah, translucent honey one. And this is like tried and true what we love and what gets us together. And this here is just as good, maybe even better, but in a powder form or a compact form, a pressed powder form. And this one here is the Charlotte Tilbury, and it's in the medium number 2, and I get these from the travel section or like the checkout section. And what I like about these minis is that, first of all, I like to keep all of my daily makeup in my makeup bag. So while I am out at dance, you guys know I'm a dance mom and all of the things, I prefer it when I am able to have the small ones so that it can fit in my makeup bag. It can go with me. And then I like this one because if I'm doing my makeup in the car, there is like 10 times less fallout, because I tend to be a very heavy packer oner, if you will, with this product. And I do close my eye, and I'll get it everywhere that I put that concealer. And as you can see, it's gonna set it, it's gonna make it super bright, but it's not going to have that fallout of the translucent powder, even though I would say I probably like the translucent powder even more. But this here is going to give me like a miracle, literally like an airbrush effect. And even when you look at it, it gives such a good payoff that it's almost as heavy as if you would have put the liquid product on. So I literally will pack this everywhere that we highlighted. Can you see how we snatched that nose with just concealer? And then I squeeze and I do the nose. And I will pack it here. I like to let it set in that forehead really good, just because again, we don't need to highlight it per se, but this powder is going to absorb any oil and kind of help it to set right here to keep us dry a little bit longer. And yeah, this is where we are. We're kind of sort of baking, but this kind of absorbs enough that if you don't brush it away, it'll kind of set when you set the makeup. I'll show you guys. So next up, we're gonna bronze, aka contour. Now I love doing this with one of 3 different products. And so we went with the Laura Mercier. Did I say Laura Mercier? Charlotte Tilbury. Did I call this Laura Mercier? This here is Charlotte Tilbury if I said it wrong. But we went in with this to set our highlight or set our concealer. And now we can do Charlotte Tilbury in the larger one. And this one here is the Airbrush Bronzer in the color 4 Defense. And it looks like my complexion, just again, more bronzy. So we can go with this. And I treat my bronzer as a black girl, like a contour. I get it to help me chisel those cheeks out. And if I don't use that, or sometimes I will just use a combination, I really love the Fenty bronzer. And this is Mocha Mami. Everybody has Mocha. I think I have 2 or 3 of these, but this here is fabulous for that. And then I also sometimes will switch it up and I'll do Makeup by Mario. Now I know you're like, what? But there's a couple of shades in here that work, and Makeup Mario is one of those people Makeup by Mario is one of those people who teach us that, you know, like makeup is pigment. So if you can use this on your eyes, you can most certainly use it in your cheeks. So if you have a palette like this and you find that there's one in here that you want to use under your eye or in the contour, I haven't tried it under my eyes. I just stick with a setting powder for that. But when it comes to the bronzers, this one here is beautiful and warm. If you want something a little bit cooler here, this may be a little bit too deep, but you can mix them. So always try to use what you have to get to where you're trying to go. I am done with the beauty blender for now, or for today. We did our liquids and our concealer with it. Now we can go in with brushes, and these are my 3 that are in my makeup bag, and these travel with me, and these are all from, I believe it is in Sephora. Is it in Sephora? If it's not, we're gonna hide it. But these 2 I've had for years. They don't even carry this collection in store. I can't even tell you if they have it online. But this is my favorite for contouring. I will have, this is a 111 and it's called a natural foundation. But the way it goes in, and I'll just go ahead and do it. The way it goes into my cheeks, I love it. So let's start off with a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm gonna try not to blind you guys, but I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury. And you see how heavy that one is? That one is a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna mix the 2, but I'm gonna show you the difference. This here is Mocha Mommy. This one here is my favorite just because I feel like it is my skin tone but deeper, like my shade. So it feels like something that is good for every day. It is soft and inviting, but it still snatches the cheek really nicely. Whereas this one is a little bit more purple. I did go in a little bit heavier, so it does kind of look like a bruise. So you gotta go in and you gotta keep this one a little bit like just right here to make that cheek pop. And because we did this one, obviously this one is better. I just wanted to show you the difference. But again, this one here, there is a little bit more fallout. So it does pick up a little bit heavier. And then to make it all merry, what I do is I take the same brush. I'm very much a simple girl. And because this one is heavy, I'll literally touch it once. And you can already see, I don't know if you guys can see if my light is too blinding. You may not even be able to see, but the foundation and the concealer, the way I put it on, already gave me a natural-esque contour to my nose, and it made it already slim. But we want to bring it together and make it a little bit more deep and obviously set it. So I just squeeze and I apply. Can you see the difference between this side and this side? You can see here, one little touch. And we're in. And I kind of mirrored it to underneath the bridge and keep the button prominent. The button of my nose, I keep it highlighted, but I'll go around and kind of marry. I'm a Virgo, I gotta marry everything around. Everything you step on crack, you gotta step on another crack, right? And then what I'll do is I'll take one of the 2. So I'll take a dab or 2 of this, close my eye, and just pack it in. And because, again, that is a little bit more, it reads a little bit more cool tone on me, I'll go in with the Mocha Mommy on top and just pack it in. And usually I'll just use one or other, and I'm pretty sure you can guess that the Mocha Mami is the one I typically will use. That way my eyes don't look really special, but I have a nice base to make my face look complete, if you will. And then you also want to take it into the, I call it like the dents of my forehead. One dab. And again, I just like to look warm. I'll put a little bit there. Gonna help the fold of my lip look really good. And now we look nice and warm. This side is bothering me because it is a little bit heavier, but have no fear. It's all gonna blend out. It's all gonna work out. Then the next step for me is going to be, can you guess? Look at how beautiful I look. I love this combination. So these are the three, and I think these are the only three blushes I have. It's the pink. These two are from Sephora. Let me talk about these. So I'll talk about this one first. This one here's from Patrick Ta. I seen it in a previous Sephora sale. I felt like I needed to have it. I purchased it online. Now I do like it. I do love it. And what I'll do is I use this Sephora brush here, and again, I don't think they sell the pink line, but this is a 131 if the brushes are still the same. And I'll take, this here's a cream, and then this here's a powder. You can see how cool it's coming up. You see that? That's more like true to the color it is. But the cream, you can take literally your, what is this? I want to call it contour. Your blush brush, and just take 1 or 2 dabs. And you may not be able to see it, but it lightly adds like a pink base to where you're gonna add your blusher. I don't know if you can see that, but it definitely adds like a little, the cream adds a little bit of a base. And then these two right here, Tried and True, these are my favorite. They are so dirty. I need to get more, and I will. I'll show you guys what I actually pick up from the Sephora sale. But this here is the GOAT. This has been my favorite blush for the last couple of years. And when I want to switch it up and I'm bored of just always doing pink, I will do the orange one, which looks gorgeous on my skin tone. But especially when I know I'm going to go for a pinkier lip, I'll do this one. And this one also lives, this one specifically lives in the girls dance bag because, you know, they require a pink blush. And this here is the perfect pink blush for them. As little girls or younger girls, I tried the powder one of this on them, and they are a little bit darker than me right now because of course they're always outside and in the sun. So that one is a little too ashy, a little too cool for them. So I love the way this one looks. Even when I over pack it in on like dance days, show days, performances days, when I overpack it and I do their makeup at home, by the time we get to the venue, check in, warm up and all that, it settles so perfectly and it melts and marries so good with their skin. So I go and do a couple little dabs. I think I already did it, and I'll go over where I already added that cream, and you can definitely kiss the cheek. And again, I like this because it's not giving cloud, it's giving warm pink. It's adding color to the look. And I'll kind of just take the excess and kind of dab it in the outer of my eye. Again, something that you really can't see right now on camera. I don't want to go in heavy because I already went in heavy with something. And I love it. So we are almost done, and how I bring it home is with the perfect setting powder. We already know the Sephora Micro Smooth is everybody's favorite. It's on everybody's list, and this is how we all bring it home. Typically I use 75, which you can see here. It looks a little bit too light for my skin tone, if you will, and it looks like this is more my skin tone. But this one, when I put it on, I promise you, looks better on me right now. And this one here looks flawless on the girls right now. So by the time we hit summer, this is going to be the one I'm going to use, but this is the one that I prefer to use right now. And this here, I don't know if you can see how beautiful my skin looks. Looking in the mirror, I just feel like a Barbie doll. But I don't know if you can see here how warm and beautiful. It's just, this is bothering me. I look, so I'm just going to take a big foundation brush, and I love this one here. I was going to use this one, but this one here, I don't know if you can get this one or this brand. It's Tom Ford, but as you can see, I was a good girl and I cleaned it, and I will pack it. This is the first time using it since I've cleaned it, and I didn't store it. That's why it's a little bit crazy, but I pack that on and I just sweep it all over. You can dab it, you can sweep it, and it's like my makeup is already blended together. And that is where we at, ladies. Now, I love this step is because what it does is it takes, and I don't know if you can see, but I feel like that was the perfect color to use. It just takes and it makes all of the colors and all of the products and all of the textures that we use on our face, and it just puts a layer of one color on top of all of it. So no matter what's going on or how it looks, it's one perfect layer on top. Then from here, it is time to set with a wet product. But before that, I like to do my brows, and I do use the Benefit, what is this called? Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I use shade 5, right? Let me see, where did you find the shade? Yes, shade 5. This one is very much at the end. Like, this is, when I say the end, it's gone. So I was holding out for the Sephora sale to go and grab. Again, we were at competition in San Diego all weekend, and I never had a chance to slide into a Sephora. So that's what I'm gonna do this evening or tomorrow when I take the kids to school. But I like to just take and set or do my brows before I go in with the setting product, because I feel like when I do it after the setting product, my brows are already set. So it just makes my brows look a little bit different, or harder to put on, if you will. And I just brush them out as you've seen, line the other, and then do my thing. I do overdraw my brows, so I extended the front up, and then I take and I just draw like hair-like strokes. Good to go. And my brows are microbladed, but I got them microbladed when Dominic was about 1. So it's been 4.5, maybe more years. It's time for a touch-up or a redo. You overextend, hair-like strokes in the front. Create the tail. It sounds like FedEx or DHL is here. Can you hear that beep? That's a truck. And I know my workers, because they're here every day for me, literally. The ones that like them, I don't love them. They're not perfect, but because I'm on camera, I'm not gonna sit here. And I take that brush on the other end again. And even though I overextended, I blend out everything I overextended. And then I'll take that same brush that I did my powder with and blend it out. And that's why I overextend it, because I want to blend it out so it's not too boxy in the front. Now we can set. Today I'm going to use Urban Decay All Nighter. Let's let that set, and we're going to do a lip. When I say the skin looks so warm, put together and bronzy, I think it looks perfect. You guys can see it matches my skin tone or my chest really, really good. So when you get nervous or when you doubt a color, understand that everything oxidizes and sets in its own way. So as I said before, the foundation did look like it was going to be a shade too light, but as you can see, my skin is not too off. It's not perfect, because brown girls, it's hard to find the perfect shade. Sometimes you gotta mix 2 colors to get the right shade. But when I go deeper with this, it is like my face is darker than my body, if that makes any sense. And then also when it came to this, when I use this one, even though, and I use 75, which is Hazelnut Golden Deep. The next one is Sienna Deep Dark. When I use Sienna, my skin or my look is a little bit too deep. I don't want to go off into a tangent, so let's move on with the lip. Now for me, step one to a really good lip is to wipe off whatever is already there. We did add that moisturizer in the beginning, the lip mask, and so we wipe it away. And then I have a really fire lip combo that I have been loving. I'm not sure if I should give you guys this now or if I should wait and do a separate video, like a short on the combo. And I say that only because it's Anastasia Beverly Hills lip combo, but the pencil that I use is completely down. And again, when we moved, I misplaced my, babes, I'm getting old, I can't think of things. I misplaced my sharpener. And even with unpacking, she hasn't reappeared. So I would like to sharpen that before I use it. So I'm gonna give you something nice and simple and cute. This here I get from Amazon, and this keeps more than enough pencils. This is where I keep my brow brush, my liner, my eyeliner, my pencil liners, all of the things. So I have quite a few Sephora favorite lips. But I feel like lip is so easy for me to give you like short content videos, and I like the idea of doing short content videos for you guys. And so here are just 4. I have all of the browns in the Charlotte Tilbury. This one here is, you can barely see it on me, and it's called, I feel like an old lady when I look at stuff. I don't even know because I sharpened it so much, but this one here doesn't show that much, and I'll show you. Well, I lied, it does. You see how it shows up, but it's like a little bit different. And then I have here the Makeup Forever. I think these two are the same, 612. This one here I don't love as much because it's way too cool tone. It's almost like chola brown. So I'm just going to use a different one off camera because, or let's try to get something out of this. It hurts so bad because it needs to be sharpened. Yeah, that gave me what I needed. I didn't get enough. But Molt is like my favorite. And so I like that. And we're going to keep it simple and go pinky. So just blend that out really quickly. And this is by Fenty. This was actually gifted to me from a YouTube event, and it's called Cupcaking. And it's going to bring together that pink on my cheeks that you can barely see. But it's going to all come together. So you see how it's like overly done? But I promise you it's so fire. I'm gonna do my lashes off camera. Okay, so one thing I've learned about a lip is a lot of the times I'll do my lip and immediately I don't like it. It's almost like it has to set. So I'm gonna do my lashes off camera and make more storage and get a battery for you guys because you guys are taking so much of my time. And my time means my memory card and my camera. So we're gonna let the lip sit. I'm not gonna touch it. I do usually blot it out a little bit because I don't really prefer color. But when I put the lashes on, oh, she eats, baby. But this here is a lash palette. I used to sell these. Now I don't sell anything at the moment, but I still use only my lashes. Every single day, 7 days a week, I'm using all the lashes. And today, or the other day, I started off with Frisky. Today, I think I'm gonna do either Coco, which is, or no, Dom, which is from Dominic. Diamond, which is my son Dominic, and then my son Diamond, and then Coco is Dakota. Foxy was my dog, may her soul rest in peace. Mama and Yoli are an ode to my mom, which are a little bit more natural. Lion is the biggest, that's our last name. Lion spelled with a Y, so I made them the biggest, the king of the jungle, period. But anyways, let me go ahead and figure out which one. Oh, it's Smooch, because my mom used to say Smooches all the time, and so that's why I say Smooches, because that was her, how she departed from people, if you will, Smooches. So let me decide which one I'm going to put on. I'm going to show you how it looks, but I'm going to do it off camera. And look at how that skin is eating and melting like butter. You need everything on this list. I'll have everything down below. Let me do this and then I'll be right back, and I'll also hit you guys with the fragrance. So I just did my lashes off camera and voila, it is time to go pick up my youngest from school. She gets out of school earlier than the rest of my kids. As you can see, I did do my lashes. They literally are still wet, but I gotta go because my alarm went off. So I want to show you guys the makeup in full effect. Now you see a heaviness under my eyes. It's this. I went ahead and baked because I did have to take a break really quickly and I wanted to make sure the makeup was popping. And so I just take a brush like this. This isn't a Sephora brush, but I just take and just buff or sweep. I like to like do buffing motions, if you will. So sweep that off. In any area that I feel like I didn't buff it out good, especially my contour, I'll use the same brush. But look how fire I look like a bad bitch. I look like a bad bitch. I'm so excited. I look so pretty. And it was simple and easy. Everything that we used was from Sephora, down to our sunscreen, our lotion, everything, our brushes, and it came out fire. I'm just gonna slip on a little moo to go get my girl, and then we're gonna get this hair together so that we can be good on this Monday. Combo today is going to be these two here. This is the only Valentino I own. I wanna get the pink one that just came out, and I smelled the green one. I actually put it on my wrist and kept it on for a day last week in preparation for the sale to see what I was gonna buy, and I really like the green one and the pink one. So I'm gonna go here, 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 here. I like to hit the front and the back a little bit, and that should be good enough. It smells so good. I don't know notes and anything like that, but I like to smell like a man. I know that might sound weird to some people, but I like the scent of like masculinity. So I'm gonna go center with this one, down in my chest and behind my ear so I can smell it too. And that's gonna mix together and be too fire. I love the way my makeup came out. I have everything listed and linked down below. Let me know if you want to see more makeup tutorials. I'll do that lip combo I was talking about. I'll do my general, like other brands makeup tutorials for you guys. I got an It Cosmetics makeup tutorial coming for you guys, so stay tuned for the makeup content. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches.